Upon completion of your trials, you become a knight. You are then allowed to take on an apprentice. Same as before, when you were an apprentice. You look for them, they should be hopefully looking for you, and the Force will guide you to the right person. There are actually more apprentices and more initiates in our temple than there is knights and masters combined. So you'll see a lot of knights and masters with more than one apprentice. I have actually had 4 at one time. I'm currently working on 2 apprentices right now. As a master, your job, not a master, as a mentor, your job is to help your apprentice grow physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And their job is to help you grow in those areas as well. Your job is also to teach them new things to experience in life and show them things that they might not know exist in life. This is an ongoing thing. When you train your first apprentice to the rank of knight, you go through your own set of trials, previously just like your knight's trials. Upon completion of those, plus the training of your apprentice to knight, you become a master. And the cycle repeats itself. You get a new apprentice, train them to knight, you go through another evolution of yourself, and you continue to do that. There is no stopping to learning. One of the things that I learned in this temple is you always have to learn something new. If you're not learning anything new, you become stagnant. When you become stagnant, you start to get resentful, look at things from a bad point of view, and then your life kind of goes downhill. I'm currently at the point in my life, I'm 37, I'll be 38 in 2 months, so that's kind of a pain. I'm getting to the point in my life where I don't want to have to train at something new in order to get a new job. But I'm also at the point in life I'm tired of working for somebody else and not getting what I'm worth. I'm a manager at a Taco Bell. I run an entire shift by myself. I make sure my customers are happy, I make sure my employees are happy, I make sure everybody gets their breaks, I make sure they get their smoke breaks when they really need them. I'm doing so much work. I found out somebody who was working there less time than me that was hired on as a shift lead or manager, whichever you want to call it. Taco Bell calls it a shift lead. They're making $10 an hour. I was hired on as a shift manager at $9 an hour. I was promised after 6 months a 25-cent raise. After a year, another 25-cent raise and the opportunity to go up to an assistant manager position. Well, I've been there a year, haven't gotten any of the 25-cent raises. I asked my manager if I could begin the training to become an assistant manager. She was all happy for it. She was like, sure, we can get that started. I brought it up to my area coach, and the douchebag laughed at me and said, I'm sorry, it's a lot more work than you think, and walked away. When you do that to an employee who's looking to improve themselves and help the company evolve as well, it clicked a little switch in my head that said, you know what? This place isn't worth it if this douchebag is going to say that to you. When the only thing I don't do that the manager and assistant manager did was order our weekly supplies, our food, wrappers, and things like that each week, and the scheduling. 2 things I don't do that they do. I did everything else that they could do. I was like, all right, you know what? This place isn't worth working for, not under that guy. I wanted to transfer to a different store. But then I was put into the situation where I had to move rather quickly and unexpectedly and to a location that took me 40 miles, well, not 40, sorry, about 20 miles away from my job. I don't have my own car anymore, and my two brothers work in Payson, which is about 2 miles away from where I'm currently located, and Spanish Fork, which is another 5 miles past that. They don't go up into Linden. So I told my manager, I need a transfer to the Payson store. That is the closest store to me. It's not something I want to do. It's not something I'm really happy about, but I need to have it done because that's the only place I can go where I can continue to work for Taco Bell. She was okay with it. She's like, we have to talk to Alex, our area coach. This is the douchebag that laughed at me and told me it was more work to become an assistant manager than I thought. It has been 2 weeks now. No, I take that back. It has been a week and a half now since I had to move. I'm down here in Spring Lake, Utah. I told my manager, I discussed this with my manager. I'm not going to talk to Alex. I really don't have to tell him what's going on. I told her she can relate to him. That's how it's supposed to work. A week and a half, haven't heard anything back. So I asked one of the guys I work with, I'm like, hey, can you find out what's going on with my transfer? Am I looking for a new job instead of getting transferred, or have they decided to just cut me loose? 2 hours after I asked him this, he replies back, you're looking for a new job. The reason for this? My area coach, Mr. Senor Douche, decided it would be easier to just cut me loose, mark me down as a voluntary quit, and make me look for a new job instead of just saying, you know what, I don't want to transfer you, I don't think you're worth keeping, even though you work your ass off, you come in when you don't need to, you're always here. I don't like you, fuck you, here's your pink slip. He marks it down as a voluntary quit, which cuts me out of my unemployment, which I've never collected unemployment out of all the jobs I've worked at. Like I said, I'm 37, I'm too old to be learning something new, and I don't want to be making $9 an hour when I have more bills to pay than $9 an hour is going to pay for. We're going to cut this one short, and we'll go into another set of videos. That's the end of the training one, so yeah.